Is Bitcoin going to pump from here? Is alt season starting? The Bitcoin chart is starting to look incredibly bullish. In fact, it's been looking bullish for a few months, but we have January 20th coming up. The biggest catalyst we could ever hope for in the crypto ecosystem is suggesting that a crypto mega pump is starting. Does that mean we cannot have a dip? I tell you right now, we need to pay attention and take advantage of any dip opportunity that arises, because this train is about to leave the station. What to do in the crypto market, charts, signals, and more coming up here in just a moment. Go ahead, get this retweeted, the live stream on Twitter and on YouTube. Everybody, we're about to dive into this, so I hope you're ready, because we got to get this music pumping, because the market is looking like it's ready to absolutely eat the bears alive. So let's get it.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish out there. It's not our fault. Blame the coal. It's the political cowards when it comes to gas. Our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been prepared for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We are hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pumping. I've been prepared for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pump.
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody
to
tell me
quality.
nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
Prepared for this.
Are you ready? I know I'm ready. This market has been setting up for quite some time. It's been frustrating. We saw the sideways price action back last year. We're seeing the price push above 100,000, come back down below, down into the high 80s, sitting right back up, tapped above 100. What do we do next? The crypto mega bull pump, the bull breakout, alt season. All of this is right here on the horizon. Let's dive into this together. Throw a 1 in chat if you're ready to get it. The Bitcoin and crypto breakout is, on the edge of a knife, about to absolutely melt faces. And the question's going to be a couple things. What are the targets? What are the signals? But then also, will we even get a pullback this year? And I don't mean a pullback like these 15%. I mean, like, are we going to have a market cycle top? Or is there any sort of indication that maybe we are entering that age of mass adoption that's going to drive an S curve of adoption, where the market just basically stair steps all the way up for the next several years? There's so much on the horizon right now with the bullish setup for what we are in store, what's in store for this market. And the question beyond that, for all of you, if you hold altcoins, if over 50% of your portfolio is in altcoins, throw a 1 in chat. I want to see how many people are altcoin degens, because of course, Bitcoin is the best asset in the history of the world, but all of us are greedy. Unfortunately, we're trying to figure out how we can ride altcoins in some capacity to stack into more growth, more gains within the Bitcoin ecosystem as well, meaning taking profits from altcoins into Bitcoin. What do we do about it? What is setting up? Because we're seeing, I have something on my eye. We got a lot of stuff going on in this market right now, and it's just around the corner for what I do believe is the biggest catalyst in the history of the crypto ecosystem. But does that set us up for a potential washout before that move comes? Because it is Thursday, January 16th, and the next era of the entire crypto ecosystem globally is really kicking into a whole new phase starting next week. Does that mean that we start going up next week? Do we have to be concerned with a little bit of downside before that? What do we do to prepare? Because when we look at this chart, and remember, I shared this in the BitLab Academy on the Kelly Alpha channel here in the BitLab Academy Discord. We're talking about this area, potential rejection here if it didn't break through. Of course, our targets above this are, what the hell is on my face? $103,000. Next target up 108, and then the target beyond that. I broke down this morning in that members TA. By the way, throw a 2 in chat if you saw that members TA deal, whether you're a member or not, because if you're not a member, I did post it, I think about 6 minutes on the public page. If your notifications were on, you should have seen it and been notified. That is why I recommend every single one of you look down below the video. I'm asking every single one of you right now. Look down below the video. Does it say subscribed? Does it have the white bell? Come here, click this, turn all on. You will have been notified for the member stream that was on this morning, where we're breaking these things down, trying to keep you all in the know. But looking at this, I talked about a potential sort of chop in the zone if it didn't go through, and it's kind of looking like exactly what is happening. Look at this. It got rejected at this level, came back down, tried to wash out down, bear trap, comes right back up inside. And this is what I talked about on the live stream yesterday. Also was a potential bull flag kind of forming in here. And it's a beautiful sort of flagpole here. And this trend line that is right here naturally shows an outline of where a bull pennant could form. The beautiful thing about this bull pennant, if it does so choose to take that path, suggests that we could have a target out of this. Look at this. I did not add this line in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4. This line has been here since the price action was somewhere down over in here based on measurements we took on those targets. And look at this, 113,000. And this target, it's not an arbitrary thing I just drew. Using technical analysis, which we break down in BitLab Academy. Yeah, we have the free traders group where we have charts and signals, but BitLab Academy, that link that you see right over there, lab.bitlabacademy.com. We break down charts, patterns, all the different indicators, RSI, stochastic RSI, the BitLab trading stack, Bollinger Bands, candles, candle patterns, trading strategies, psychology of trading, on-chain data analysis. All of that is right there on that link, right to, you can see on the bottom under the chart, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Put in that entire link there. You get a better deal if you just go to bitlabacademy.com. Type in lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal, and you can get access to that. Guys, when this moonshot's over 100,000, we keep chopping in this range. This deal goes away after we are like fully above 100,000 and closing above 100,000. You will lock in this deal though. If you get it before the deal goes away, you lock in that deal for the life of your account. It's about 35 or something % off. But looking at this nice bull flag potential setup within this, the target out of this is up at 113,000. And this is not my target for a top. This is my targeted move just from the candle patterns right in here. In fact, I think the price is going to go much higher, not only for Bitcoin, but for Ethereum, for Avalanche, for Ondo, all your altcoins that are out there. And there's going to be some key areas of this market, I think, that are going to outperform. And in addition to that, there's some very notable powerhouses of CEOs and CFOs and developers and top level analysts that have some levels that we're going to look at and see, not just my view, not just his view, not just her view. Let's get a broad range of views about where they think this market is going, because I do think that this 2025 crypto bull explosive season is right here on the cusp, and we are in the middle of it, but we just can't see it because we're staring at 15-minute charts. In fact, I think we are so set up for the most bullish time in history. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into this. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at quite a few altcoins. I want to run, literally, I'm saying run. I want to run through quite a few of these. I have some charts and data points that I have set up, but I want to get to TA. I want to focus mostly on TA today. So coming right here, T-minus 6 days. This is from a sitting U.S. senator, the one that basically put forward the strategic Bitcoin reserve. And she's been so vocal about the crypto elements and, the integration with our government and, how important this is. 6 days. until we can begin and usher in this new government-supported crypto era. This is major beyond what we can even imagine. Beyond that, we also see it's not just the strategic Bitcoin reserve of the country, but also it's time for Texas to lead the way, says Charles Schwartner. But it's not just Texas. It's Texas. It's Florida. It's Pennsylvania. It's Oklahoma. It's not Wisconsin. What's that one called? Wyoming. There's a whole list of states, and it's not a small thing. A lot of these states have bigger economies than most of the countries in the world. We are on the cusp of just massive stacking. And then beyond that, then we have Coinbase launches, relaunches Bitcoin loans. And this is not just going to be impactful for Bitcoin, but also altcoins, which Drew kind of called out here. Morpho is going to be powering this, and it's going to be run through the Base ecosystem. This will be good for everything in the Base ecosystem. Aerodrome, Moonwell, of course, Coinbase stock itself, Bitcoin itself, Wrap Bitcoin. This is major. This is going to be massively impactful for not only the crypto ecosystem, but when you look at Bitcoin and starting to be able to have the different tools, the different ability to use these assets like you can other established assets for loans and funding and collateral towards, providing liquidity for other things. It's not just going to be this internet money. We're already in process to establishing every bit of the platform we need for higher for longer. So right here, we got to make sure we don't mess this up right now because we're trying to maximize every move in the market by doing 100x leverage back and forth. No, we don't do that. We're smart. We have longer term held positions, we have medium term held positions, and we have a small percentage of our portfolio, like somewhere between, 5 to 15%, depending on your risk tolerance, that you're going to, if you are going to trade, so you protect those longer term holdings. But this is what we're talking about, guys. This is what we are looking about. Is this something that is going to be possible with Bitcoin? Is the 4-year cycle narrative dead? Considering where we're at with adoption and how many different top world voices are talking about Bitcoin now, from Larry Fink with BlackRock and Fidelity and Vanguard. Vanguard is one of the co-owners of BlackRock, but Morgan Stanley, Franklin Templeton. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And then you talk about these international strategic Bitcoin reserves in different sovereign nations. You have Facebook, Meta, likely adding a strategic Bitcoin reserve sometime in the near future. Microsoft's already had their shareholder meeting. The point is, we are still so early in adoption. At some point, especially with the fixed total supply, the limited scarcity that we have of Bitcoin, at some point we will break the cycle. I do believe, whether it's this cycle or next, at least one time we're going to have a cycle that is not diminishing returns, meaning I do think we will get a super cycle and we'll see something like this play out on the charts. And this would mean that we don't get one of these cycles, we don't get some 85% or 70% correction. It's just everybody's going to be expecting it, and the market's just going to continue running away. That is a real possibility. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but we have to pay attention to what we're doing now in the next 5 years with every move we make in this market, because you have a very high probability, you have a non-zero chance of selling out in the market, never returning to that level, depending on what that level is. So we need to be aware of this. Guys, so it says right here, continuing to believe that there are high odds that we break the simplistic 4-year cycle that Bitcoin has honored the last 12 years. If that happens, most people will realize that they overtraded what's to come with too short term of a view. But to buy that thesis, you have to believe blockchains are foundational to our digital future, not some get-rich-quick scheme. Anyone approaching crypto assets like lottery tickets has the same odds of getting rich as someone buying an actual lottery ticket. And this is true. This is why, as greedy as some of us are in this market, and as active or hedged as we think we are, you need to make sure, no matter what, you have some portion, and the larger the portion, the better, but some portion that you look at as this is a non-touchable asset. So if you have 50%, 30%, 20%, whatever it is, No matter what you do in profitability, in every cycle, you're rotating some of those profits into the long-term hold portfolio that you never touch, because this is a potential that I think is not only possible on the horizon for Bitcoin, and in some cases, in some instances with altcoins, this is a real possibility to have just an overwhelmingly explosive bullish trend that has this S curve of adoption. And we don't see this programmed 4-year sell-off like we do historically coming into the end of this year or next year. Some people even think potentially Q1. Now, does that mean we don't get pullbacks? Absolutely not. We'll always have pullbacks. The question is going to be, are we going to have pullbacks like we've seen historically, where if you come over here to, for instance, the halving progress, right, or halving progress right there, we see these massive bull cycles with big sell-off resets, massive bull cycles, sell-off reset. There's a very real possibility that there's an instance where we don't have this, 85, 80% pullback, that this just pushes up and it looks a lot more like this cycle right here, but this being something that is over the next 4 or 8 years. There's no telling what can happen, because Bitcoin, if you think about it, literally just entered the international discussion. Of course, all of us have been in here. All of us have been doing it, but it just entered in a legitimate way on January 11th of this last year, the international discussion between powerhouses, those that run global finance, as well as the absolute imperative necessity is starting to be realized to hold Bitcoin in some percentage allocation on balance sheets, whether it's a corporation, institution, an individual, or a country. This is a very real possibility, instead of just being a bull cycle that lasts about 15 months or 500, 600 days, having this sort of stretched out where we're just melting to the upside. And this goes back to considering what this S curve of adoption could actually do. Now, will that happen? We'll have to see. We have to remain adaptable and everything. I do want to shout out everybody that just piled into the room. We got about 700 plus people watching right now. Shout out to each and every one of you. We're about to break down the charts. We're going to continue. We're going to do TA charts, level signals, all that and more. If this is your first time, I can guarantee you it's not going to be your last time. My name's Kellam here with the BitLab Academy. We are a community together. I want to shout out our channel partners, CoinW, where we have our free traders group. Everybody that's just tuned in, the link is directly below the video. If you come up right here, boom, it's right here in the description. Join our free traders group. That's the link right there. We also, of course, have BitLab Academy. If you want to go deeper, understanding reading candles, patterns, charts, understanding all the various needed indicators to understand how to read the data, the Discord, the BitLab Trading Stack, all that link, by the way, is going to, we have a special deal that is going to be going away. I don't know where the deal is. We have a special deal that's going to be going away after we go over $100,000 and remain above 100,000. That link is right here. Write it out just as it said, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You get 15 days free for the Discord, and then it's like 35% off for the life of your account. This link will expire, but you'll keep that deal. Again, that's lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You also have the opportunity to upgrade and get the BitLab Trading Stack Indicators that have been calling this so freaking good. And with that, you also get the 120 lessons from on-chain data to candles to powder, all that stuff and more. And of course, also shout out, we're about to dive into all the data here, everybody, but I also want to shout out, sign up with nordvpn.com/BitLab. That's how you can make sure you can protect your identity, protect your banking, protect your crypto, and also give you access to sign-in stuff that's geo limited. nordvpn.com/BitLab. That link is also right down below the video right here. You can click on that. And then, of course, protect yourself with the best crypto cold storage solution out there. GetArculus.com. GetArculus.com. Use code BitLab20. All one word, BitLab20 for 20% off the best crypto cold storage solution out there. And maybe we'll do a giveaway today. We got quite a few people in here. If we can get over, let's see, if we can get over, let's do a goal. If we get 10 super chats or more, or a combination of super chats and members signing up, we will do a giveaway. And I got stuff right here that I can give away over $100 value. So there, we got the goal set. Let's dive into the data. Let's get it. Everybody hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We got some stuff to look at. Now, how much Bitcoin is too much? Well, here's the things I worry about. Bam, right here, not having enough Bitcoin. And then other than that, this is just not having enough Bitcoin, but just in a different color. In fact, every altcoin that I stack, I do in regards to how can I accumulate more Bitcoin. And when you have that perception, if you have that focus in the market, it will hold you a lot more accountable to what your strategies are in this market. So when we come back over here, we also see, in addition to Bitcoin, we're seeing some massive things happening here. The idea of an American first strategic reserve, and this isn't Bitcoin, this is coins founded in America like Solana, USDC, Ripple, and the question is going to be, is it beyond that? And we have it right here. Hold on. Boom, right here. Will it be including other things? Cardano, which this is US, but it's also IOHK, right? Input, output, Hong Kong. So this may not meet the mustard, but it is a US based coin initially. Algorand, DAG. How could Constellation DAG not be included in this? They have contracts that they've been working for over 2 years with the Department of Defense, the US Treasury, US Transcom. This should be in that grouping as well. I'm not saying it will, I'm saying it should be. HBAR, of course, is among those. XRP, XLM, and XYO. These are all, considering how things could transpire over the next few months. It's important to realize the composition and the due diligence, the team, the founding, the principles behind different tokens, because then you might be able to forecast where different things get included on that could be incredibly bullish. So when we understand that, we can do a lot better in this market. But what's going on with Bitcoin? Let's get to the TA. Let's look at the charts. Let's look at the levels. What does the data say? A confluence indicator that On-Chain College here tracks for Bitcoin has officially reset. Now, what does this mean? Showing key on-chain metrics cooled. Is that a bearish thing? These indicators cooled. They cooled off as Bitcoin climbed to 100K. Again, less than a week before a pro-Bitcoin president takes office. So the metrics cooled off. This translation is higher. Why is this? You see how when these were very hot, look at this, marked a bit of I don't want to call it a top, but it was a local top. We ended up consolidating sideways for 7 months. Look at this. This was forecasting coming into that top. These have cooled off, meaning we've got a lot more room to run now from here. So the indicators cooled off, suggesting the price is holding while these metrics have cooled off, AKA the engine was overheating. Let's let it cool down. Now it's cooled down. Let's get this damn race car back on the track. That's what I'm talking about right now. That's some exciting stuff. And it's not just me thinking that with data. It's not On-Chain College or Frankie Candles or Discover Crypto. We also see $130 million in stablecoin USDC just transferred from unknown wallet to Coinbase. Now, what do you typically do with stablecoins? If you're holding them off exchange, okay, you're protecting yourself. If you move Bitcoin to exchange, that could indicate there's going to be likely some selling. So if you're moving USDC stablecoin to exchange, probably indicating some selling. But you know what that means? If you're selling stablecoin on exchange, the likelihood is very highly probable that you're selling it for Bitcoin or XRP or Ondo or Chainlink, so on and so forth. I want to see stablecoins being sold because that means crypto being purchased. So $130 million is now putting itself in position to buy crypto in the Coinbase ecosystem. So what does that mean for price? Well, Bitcoin price predictions for 2025, and this is a pretty wide variety. Donald Trump thinks around 150. Mark Yusko, friend of the channel, we've had him on here multiple times. Brilliant mind, 150,000 he thinks. In fact, I think this is a little inaccurate because I know Mark Yusko is saying we could be around 140 or 150 by the end of Q1. I don't think that that's his actual target for the cycle. Peter Brandt thinks 150. Matrixport, 160. What is this? Van Eck, which is a damn Bitcoin ETF, 180. CoinShares, 180. Galaxy Research, 185. Bitwise, an ETF, 200K. AB Insights, 200K, 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 225K. Fundstrat, which is Tom Lee, who's been nailing it with his calls in this market, 250K. Stand chart, 250, 250, 350 for Robert Kiyosaki. 400 for Blockware team. I know Will Clemente, great analyst in the space, is part of this team, I believe. 400K. Is it possible? I mean, going back to that chart we showed earlier with the S-curve mass adoption deal, very possible. But if I had to guess, it would be somewhere between this 180 to 250. Somewhere in this block is where I think is most likely. It doesn't mean I don't think it can go to 400K, which is why I'm always going to keep some of my, some of my holdings and long-term holdings. So we know what's setting up here. We talked about the strategic digital crypto reserves, which is like altcoins and Bitcoin. But then, we talked about that. I want to get to the TA. But could we have called the bounce? Hell yeah, we could have. And we talked about it in the chart over the last few live streams. Looking at this, you see a low, a little bit lower low, a little bit lower low, and a washout lower low. And all of these attributed, look, the RSI lows are higher. The strength was increasing, meaning the strength didn't come down as far as the price did. There's more strength being built. It drops a little lower. There's a little more strength being built. And then look at how deep this washout happened. Bam. And yet that was where we had the strongest bit of bullish divergence there. And then we got that move to the upside. Are we out of the woods? Well, we're going to talk about that here in a second, but I want to go through a couple of these other altcoin things, and then we'll get into that. But the altcoins also, altcoins market cap just completed the retest. Expansion phase in full force loading. Now, what is this? Well, you see the breakout. We got a sort of a bull pennant. The breakout here, boom. Look at that wick, comes down perfectly and touches this. Does this mean it can't actually fully roll over and touch that? Again, it very well could. But the bullish structure and what's happening, not only in the charts, but the fundamental ecosystem is changing in favor of support of Bitcoin and digital assets. So why would you be bearish here? If there is a bearish move in the short term, to me, that's a screaming buy opportunity. But we're seeing right here, the total 2 or total 3. This is everything minus Bitcoin and ETH. So every altcoin out there from the, everything out here, you just take off this market cap, take off this market cap. That's the wrong one. It's portfolio. Here we go. We look at right here, 1 and 2. Take these 2 off and you look at everything else. That's your the altcoin market cap that we're looking at. The altcoins as a whole kind of had a little bit of a pullback. Boom. If we do get a bigger pullback, I'm still, guys, this alt season I think is going to be insane. In addition to that, let me actually come back over here because I did see something I meant to share here. And this is the most bullish case for everything that's kicking something off. And that is right here. The next liquidity wave, aka the fuel for the bulls to rampage in Bitcoin and alt season, may be getting underway. While I think money printing is abhorrent, unfortunately, it is the absolute flaw of our government and monetary system. If we recognize that, then if you can capture that error and the stupidity of the money printing they do, if you invest, especially in something like Bitcoin and other assets, you can see that you can capture that flaw of money printing in appreciating values of your assets through investing. So why not, have some of that allocation, if not for me, the majority of it in digital assets, especially Bitcoin. So why do I say that? Because the People's Bank of China injected a net 958 billion, basically nearly $1 trillion yuan with reserve repos. Massive liquidity injection from China just now, equivalent to $130 billion. I do think we are about to see that chart that we've shown over and over here. I do think we're about to see this. I do think we're about to see that global liquidity roll over right here and start getting that fuel for the bulls to rampage higher, much like we saw right here. Look at this. This front ran this major move up, the breakout after the FTX collapse. We had the flat bottom and the liquidity was already pumping, and then the market caught up. And then look at this, kind of a sell-off here, very in line with the liquidity coming down, aka money in the global market. That's what this means. Now, look at this, pushing up just right at the same point where the market started pushing higher as well. oh my God, Bitcoin had an error. It had to consolidate sideways because it went so high. Is that the case? Or is it the fact that this pushed up even in the face of the liquidity already coming out, and the liquidity was still going flat and to the downside through this same exact period? It's not as simple as just markets being manipulated, people buying and selling. The price went too high, it's correcting down. Look at the data points we look at, but also look at the fuel that can let you know whether or not there's liquidity to push prices higher. Look at this, the blow off top. Isn't it funny how that's perfectly correlated right about where we have the top of the global liquidity and then this pullback in the same vein? You can see, you can use data rather than just being a slave to the price on an asset and being excited about it ticking up a couple dollars or $1,000 or $10,000. Look at the data. The data will give you the clear path. So when we look at that, guys, this is, I mean, so darn bullish. Ondo also setting up for a breakout. Getting on to the next thing, we also see Sharp AI call I made yesterday. I hinted at it yesterday to the public. I talked about it on the member stream this morning that, again, all of you, everybody watching, especially on YouTube, make sure your thing says subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on, because I am doing throughout the week 3 or 4 different jumpstart TA sessions in the morning, giving you a call, what's going on, sometimes a peek in the Discord and all that kind of stuff as well. But it's for members. But for those of you that have your notifications turned on, right here where yours should say, it'll say community or it'll say posts. I go in there and much like you see right here, this was out to the public. I did another one of those today. I deleted it after 5 minutes. So if your notifications are on, you'll get that. And I outlined in the Discord yesterday and in this member stream this morning that Sharp AI is one of those new picks that I added to get a deeper sort of exposure to the AI agent narrative. But Sharp AI, check this out. Backing from Google, Microsoft, IBM, same people that are behind this, that a lot of the VC money that pushed BitTensor. And this has got like a $10 million market cap, I think, something like that. And check out, if we look at this, let's go to watch list, boom, 24 hours. Look at that. It's up 17% now. But it was up about 20, where's it at? It was up about 20 something percent. Yeah, it was up over 22% a little while ago, just from that call out that we did yesterday. And it's got, it's only got about a $10 million market cap. It might be a little bit more now. So 11. So yesterday we got in at 9 million. I mean, think about this, 9 million. It's got some of the biggest associations out there with tech. I expect, I hope at least, I think this will do quite well. And it's a lot easier to move because the market cap's so small. So, looking at that. Now, when we dive into what's going on in the market, what's going on with Bitcoin, let's kind of refresh the FOMO.io heat maps. Look at this. All this did was came down and scooped this liquidity, came down, cleared that liquidity, came back up. It's sitting right here in the zone right now. Let me just make sure. Yeah, the liquidity is above us right now. I think there's more consolidation happening right now. I think there might even be a wick up here, but I'm a little cautious on moves that happen between now and Tuesday, because it's such a monumental shift in the world acceptance of what's happening within the crypto ecosystem. So the markets are going to be very speculatively hyped, and there's going to be some emotions that get really taken advantage of this. It wouldn't be surprising to me to have, a big breakout, a big break back down, something like this. That whole, basically, it's like a heartbeat. Wash out up, bull trap, wash out down, bear trap, then release. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but when you get these very emotional moments, something like this is very possible to happen. As it stands right now, we're still holding in a potential sort of bull pennant sort of zone. If we're able to push up, be aware that we might get a rejection here. It's not the end of the world. That would give you probably another opportunity to buy in somewhere right here to take advantage of that movement and continue up. Just note that if you do get this buy, I wouldn't necessarily do it on leverage, especially anything high leverage over 3x, because this is that perfect opportunity, like I just said, about that breakout up, the washout down, clear liquidity before it's released. But on this move here, that would be a good spot buy. And if it drops, great. You can get a little more before it comes up and does the move. But guys, we are setting up for what is so darn absolutely magical. Let's go down to the weekly. Look at what's going on here on the weekly. There we go. So look at this. VWAP came down. It's flattening out. Are we about to get that next move up? I mean, look at this. When this came down, the next move up, I mean, that is massive. That's that's 160% move all the way up to there. So when we're looking at where we're at right now, we're so worried on the 10-minute time frame. This to me, it wouldn't surprise me, other than those big moves, it wouldn't surprise me to see the price action actually just kind of respect these zones, get a little move, boom, and then get a super massive explosive move, which look, this is the 17th. We see the date at the bottom, 17, 18, 19. Look at this. This bull pennant basically goes right into the end of the 19th, right? And look, right here is the 20th. So there's a lot of things lining up with a little bit of, unless some big news story comes out or other considerations or a big buy, on market, but we're feeling good. Altcoins, everybody, let's go. Let me see. I want to make sure, do we get any super chats? Or I guess we're not doing a giveaway today, or memberships as well. By the way, if you want to be a member on the YouTube, it's like $1.25 a week. You get access to those members stream, the member jump chart stuff. And just so you know, if you are in the Discord and I do all the alpha. I post some stuff here as well in the members chat. I was going back and forth this morning with TJ Wells. But here, there's chart requests. And by the way, where's it at? Chart requests. John Dalton just been dropping some damn alpha this morning, H-bar setups. What's going on with AMP. Also yesterday, he's talking about what's going on with the setup of XRP before the move. Cardano, he's given some really great things in here, but in the Kelly Alpha section, I even broke down the update to my portfolio yesterday and why I made a few of the moves that I made, so on and so forth. But when we come back over here and we look at the others chart, this is beautiful. Why is this beautiful? Let's go to the weekly. Okay, this is what everybody's waiting on right here. This move, basically that massive move, because essentially you see this price action all the way up to the previous all-time high. We're not even at this point yet. You see, the previous all-time high is up here. It's this, let's scroll this out. It's this zone up here, which is even on the index, that's a 30% move just to get to the previous all-time high, and then a likely variation of multiple X's on the various altcoins you have beyond that when this happens. And Bitcoin's already made this move. It's past previous all-time high and had a huge expansion. Ethereum's kind of setting up to start to get to that direction, but you get coins that have been absolutely dominating like XRP. Look at this. I mean, on the weekly, it's clear. We were talking about this bull flag, and look at this. The crazy target out of this, if we measure this on the weekly, you would measure this all the way down here like this. Measure the, oops. Okay. Hold on. Option T, drag it to there. Let's, there we go. The target out of this would show a $14 price for XRP. I don't think that's going to happen because that puts us up. This would be flipping Ethereum probably if this happened. What I'd be looking a little more at is we come down to the daily or the 12-hour. You see, let's go ahead and delete this. We're going to be a little bit more conservative, and we measured from here to here. And this gives us a target up here that's roughly about the 2.618. You see right here, about 467. Again, I don't think that's the top. I think somewhere in this range will be what we're going to see with XRP. But this was telegraphing it after all that bearish pressure for years. And now all these integrations, partnering with Chainlink, the fact that it'll be slightly deflationary from all the RL USD stablecoin being burning, some of the XRP token. But what we're seeing on this is super bullish. And this was telegraphing it when everything else had that big pullback. This basically just rode right in the same area. And then, look at this. It broke to new all-time highs. It's freaking phenomenal. Solana as well. We talked about this. We had the breakdown starting to round out about here. And we drew this a couple days ago, I believe. I can't remember. But this potential move up right into this zone, maybe a little bit of a trouble here, a little potential sell-off, which we got this much quicker than we expected. You can see on this candle here. But I do expect, if Solana is included in a strategic sort of altcoin digital asset reserve, phenomenal. Also, Solana is one of those coins that is very likely or thought to be more likely to get an ETF. So, I mean, we're sitting 213 right now. When we look at this, it looks like a giant W pattern, W like this. So if we get up to this level, 223, and break through this, or I should say, once we do break through this, we're breaking through the neckline here. At some point, we're going to want to watch for some sort of pullback, whether it's down to test this or higher. And wherever the bulls come in, I do think that this is, I mean, guys, so darn bullish. BitTensor, we talked a little bit about this morning as well. Look at this. Nice move to the upside into the order blocks, part of the BitLab trading stack. You get a discount right now until we're back over 100,000 and close over 100,000. You get that discount. That link is right there on the left under the lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Price analysis for Celestia this bull run. Shout out for the super chat. Johnny December, member for 4 months. Shout out to you as well. First time I've been able to make it in 3 months. Well, welcome back, brother. December, it's already January, darling. Let's do it. But you see the price action. Where did it go? It found trouble right in the order blocks that the BitLab trading stack printed, showing the liquidity interest in the zone for a likely reversal. Boom. And then came down here, formed an order block below on the breakdown, found support on the order block, formed a new order block, and is starting to move up. So what we want to look at BitTensor, we got to look at some of these AI plays, guys. BitTensor, look at this. It basically came up right to the 382. If I zoom out on this, you'll be able, let me turn off the volume. 382. So if we can hold here, find some support above 439, the next target up really is right here, 509 to 515. Why? Because this is, look at this. This is a range top here. This is also for where this bounce. It also is perfectly where the golden ratio is, the 0.618. So we want to be a little conservative at this point because what we'd like to see, this is a typical reversal point. It doesn't mean it's over. We want to see if it does reverse, do the bulls come in, push it back up, and then continue like that? Or does it reverse and come down and do something like this? That's all going to depend on the direction broadly as the market goes, or if there's a negative impact news that breaks around AI or something, that could also have Bitcoin going up, but BitTensor and other AI agents going, and AI plays going down. But what I'm seeing here is if we do get, let's go to the 1 hour. So we got a bit, look at this, kind of very ugly, but a little bit of a head and shoulders here. If that's the case, let's see, if that's the case, let's see where that targets. From the deepest part of the head to the neckline, boom, coming up like this. And look at this. This targets all the way up here into the 786, which, wouldn't you know it, is perfectly at the lows of this range. So this sort of region is going to be very important to get through. And in my opinion, on the market in general, if we're starting to see Bitcoin break above 108,000 up to 113, we see Ethereum pushing 4,000. We see Solana pushing back into the 250, 270. I also see BitTensor breaking clearly through this, but tackling into this zone. And once we clear 586, then you start building this momentum for those legs, you know, stepping and the impulses to the upside. So let's look at Celestia from Anna Strong. Shout out. Thank you for the super chat. Darlin there. So, Tia, let's go ahead and pull Tia up. Kind of similar looking to what we just saw in BitTensor. You know, let's see, let's go to the 3-day. We've had a nice base. Look at this. This is a daily. Nice base here. What am I talking about? This looks a lot like Chainlink. The hell are you talking about, Kelly? Well, because I look at charts all day long, every day. Look at this. Let's look at Chainlink. Let's go out to the daily. Let's go to the 3-day. Right here. Look, sell off. Side. Look at this. Look at that. The sideways range and then the breakout, retest, launch. Okay, what does Tia look like? Sorry. Do we already have a fractal in place for what might be coming next? Now, we got a little bit more of an impulse here, but generally speaking, we kind of got that floor set up here. So what we want to see on Tia, one of those modular blockchains, wonder if that narrative will come back, is the bounce here. We really first step right here. We want to clear this zone because this is this range high, this range high. I mean, you can drag this all the way back like this. See, bounce, kind of a rejection, a little bit of a bounce, rejection, bounce, rejection. So on the move up here, we really want to get this above 572. And then you have to contend with this 382, which is also this next range high. So this zone, and actually it's a pretty big zone, unfortunately. This zone right here is a very important zone because you have this level right above. You have this level, the next target. You have this sort of rising, this horizontal resistance here, and then also the golden pocket right in here. So TIA needs to do quite a bit of work before it really starts getting into bullish momentum. If this does reject here, I would, look for an opportunity back in this range for another buying opportunity. Then we look at things like H-bar, also looking incredible. Now it's interesting. Look at H-bar, look at Algo, look at, where's it at? Where did XRP go? XRP, they all have the similar structure. Now, why would that be? All of these were listed in that sort of potential. Maybe these coins are not going to have capital gains if they are US-based companies. Algo was listed in that. HBAR was listed in that. XRP was listed in that. And they all have these sort of beautiful breakout bull flag. This ended up not really being a bull flag. Let's see. We can drag this out a bit. Yeah, kind of. It's just kind of ugly. But this is starting that move. Now, does this mean that we're going to get this move right here? Let's kind of drag it down. This would be insane. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but let's look at the measured target. Measured target here puts Algorand potentially up here at 267. That would be a pretty damn big gain. Let's put a box there. I'm going to measure this. That would be a 8x from here. Possible. Is that what we measure? Let's be a little bit more conservative. I don't like doing, let's look at the targets, the moon targets, but let's be a little bit more conservative. So this is kind of the area that I'd be looking at right here for what's going on. So we're going to draw a box right there. That's right about the dollar mark, but we need to go one step further. This is H-bar. For some reason, I thought this was Algorand, but yeah. H-bar, let's go to Binance. It'll be an older chart. There we go. So look at where we're at right now on the macro move. Measure from the top to the bottom. Price action bull flagged. Look at this. Bull flagged right into the golden pocket. So we just measured that move. Let's see if it corresponds with any fib extensions. Look at that. It goes right to the 5.618. But this also gives you clear targets. Although this is what everybody wants. $3? Are you kidding me? We got to look at these levels. The 786, the 1, this zone here between the 1.382 and the 1.618. This, you get levels along the way that you can choose to rotate some profits out as the market goes. Then you got Link. Man, look at this. Bull flag, breakdown right to this zone, right to the zone. And this is on the cusp, guys. I mean, I'm so bullish. I'm so bullish on Chainlink. I think this has just been a sleeper. And this target goes, this target from this move, this small move, as this has been constricting, would basically be coming over and attacking the previous all-time high. But again, if I had to expect where this was going to go, it's somewhere in I think the low side would be 131. I think somewhere up in this region. Then you got Ondo with their conference just in a matter of days. And you got, let's go ahead and get this on the 4 hour. I think this is going to get a pretty big move here in the near future. But looking at this right here, we got the bullish divergence, BitLab Trading Stack, indicators. You can get them through that link right there, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. I'll type it in the live chat here so you guys can do it. https://lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. And for those of you that are watching on Twitter, just note when you look below right here, when you look below on this video, first comment, that's the BitLab deal. The link's right there. If you want the free traders group, link's right there. If you want the NordVPN to protect yourself and also get 4 months free, it's only about $2 or $3 a month. The link's right there, nordvpn.com/BitLab. If you'd like to get an Arculus, protect your crypto, protect your future. Best crypto cold storage solution out there. Get Arculus.com. Use code BitLab20. And it really is. I love these. And it doesn't matter if you lose a card, doesn't matter if you lose your phone. All these things are independent security functions. And if you can reload, you can start on a new wallet so long as you keep your seed phrase. So, and it doesn't matter if somebody takes your wallet or takes your phone. Doesn't matter if somebody takes the card, because they need the card, they need the phone, they need the pin code, they need your biometrics. So I think it's the safest cold storage solution out there. I love it. So shout out to that. And then let's look at a couple more before we go. Render. We haven't looked at Render in some time. I think this is a little bit of a sleeper. Remember, it's got some integrations with stuff on Apple, and we got more and more need for compute power, not just for graphics processing and all that. Yes, but now we have AI, and they're using these mass compute. They have huge amount of compute requirements. So we might be seeing some of these Render decentralized compute power be integrated with that. But this is kind of sitting under this resistance level that we're seeing right in here. But if we get down to a little bit smaller time frame, we see we're not seeing the win yet, right? Because we do have some bullish divergences here printing. That's this green line between these momentum waves. But look at this. We got a bullish signal right here. We had 6 bullish divergences right here. This is part of the BitLab trading stack. Helps make it easy for you. We had the bullish reversal signal right here. We had 6 bullish divergences right here. We had a stronger reversal, REV signal. What happened right on that candle? Boom. Now we have a bull flag here. If we do, it's a very ugly bull flag, but if we do have a move out of the zone, that would essentially, look at that. The target out of the zone would essentially put it right at where that trend line was that we were just talking about, which we're going to be really, yes, it's at 750. We really need to pay attention to what happens here at the 845 and getting beyond that so we can break out of this sort of chop range here to really start making some headway back up in this asset. So let's measure this. Boom. So this zone right here is going to be important, 846, but then very key level, 923, the golden pocket of the zone. And then, that's what we're seeing. What else we got? Constellation DAG. I mean, look at this. Constellation DAG come out on the weeklies, turn off the indicators. We talked about this for months when the price action was coming down here. We were talking about right in this zone right here. June, July, August. This is the area that we were talking, hey, I think this is bottoming. And I'm up still. I think I'm up like 80%. Even with this pullback, I'm still up 80%. But look at where guys, the integrations Constellation DAG has with U.S. Transcom, with Department of Defense, U.S. Air Force, IBM. I mean, there's so many different things that's going on here. When this breaks this level, rejection, bounce, rejection. When it breaks this basically 10-cent level, 9.97, 10-cent level, the next move, look at that. The next move is 100% move, near 100% move to the 382. The golden pocket is a 200% move. And I think this is because they're also working on they've been building in the ability to data security for all the limited language models and AI. And obviously AI is a very big narrative and it's only going to get bigger. I think it's very actually underrepresented in terms of where people think it's going. When you have DPIM projects like this, an infrastructure project like this that are also going to help facilitate AI, awesome. iNext got $2 super chat. Can you take a look at FTM? I absolutely can. Let's do FTM, and then we got to wrap and roll. So let's actually, do I have FTM in here somewhere? I know I do. I probably already have a chart. Give me 1 second. So everybody watching right now, over 700 people, live chat, whether you're on YouTube or on Twitter, type in the live chat. I want to see it. If you're on Twitter, if you want to see the live chat, all you have to do is click on it, and then you get this live chat right here. See? Boom. Hey. Yeah, we'll do FTM, then we'll do dog chart here, and then we'll wrap, because I got to send you guys over to the blockchain basement, and I got to hop into another stream on the Mario Nafal channel. All right, so let's see what's going on. Sonic, that's right. It did change to Sonic. But if I do that, I think it gives me I don't want to look at this because there's no data history. So FTM, let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, here we go. Looking at this, I don't want to see this. This is not what I see. FTM, I don't want to see USD. There we go. Capital Com. There we go. That's what we want to see. There we go. So nice base. Potential bearishness in that this is kind of a broadening wedge. However, the market as a whole is having this this swing back to a lot of bullishness. So looking at this, let me turn on logarithmic. There we go. Zoom up like this. So, I mean, these have been big swings. I mean, that's a 400% swing, 70% crash, 60% crash. Now we got another 52% pump. But if I had to guess on this, money flows positive. This is on the 3-day. Money flows positive. VWAP's angled up. Stochastics bottomed, orange line, and are angled up. So this is looking like it wants to make the next move back up here to about $1.48, which is basically about 100% move. See that? Now, so with this, I would look at this option F. I'm doing a fib from here and look at where this rejected, right at the 382. You see how when you look at the charts patterns and then you draw a fib, you get some ideas about where things are going. So we got the larger fib. Let's do the smaller fib right in here. So first target would be right here, the 9-cent mark. Once we clear that, we really got to pay attention to this $1.13 and then kind of up here in this zone. Does it reverse and come back, find support and launch, or does this break out? Ultimately, we're going to have to pay attention to this, but this does look like it's trying to have sort of a bottoming pattern, sort of rounding out like this. And this is on the 3-day. Looking at the 4-hour, yeah, look at this. So shoulder, head, are we going to form another little shoulder here and get that target? Boom, option T, down, potential setup here. Look at that. That target would be up into that zone we were talking about. So I am bullish. I'd be a little hesitant on the near term. I mean, right now it does look like it's kind of forming the right shoulder here, which could be beautiful. Money flow is starting to angle back up, but the VWAP is not angling yet. I do think this might have a little bit more of a move like that. And then of course, dog, my most playful, where's it at? Dog, boom, 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 boom. Let me pull it right here. I got it, boom, right here. My most playful bet in the market, this is Doge, not Doge. Where's dog, damn it? I put it up here with my other assets. Forgot I just moved that yesterday. Dog. Bam. Dog on Bitcoin, my most playful and probably highest conviction asset in terms of not only playfulness, but memes and all that, because it's on the Bitcoin network. Because when you zoom out on this as well, look at this massive sort of cup and handle with a falling wedge as a handle. This is a bullish pattern. This is a bullish pattern. The measurement out of this would be something ridiculous. We'll do it a little bit conservative here. The measurement out of this would be up here, boom, at this 3.5 cent level, which is not a small feat to get to from where we're at now. That would be major. You know, that is, that's about a 5.5x from where we're at right now. But that's looking at a little bit of moon math. What's it looking like in the near term? Because we have some bullish divergence on the 4-hour right here. We see on the momentum waves here on the BitLab Trading Stack Indicators. Again, that link is right there, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You get that deal's going away once Bitcoin breaks back over $100,000, but you lock it in for life, 35% off for the life of the account. If you want to upgrade, get the indicators that we're showing you here, as well as 120 lessons on candles, patterns, on-chain, psychology of trading, portfolio diversity, all of it's in there. You get that package together there with that deal at a discount. But looking on the near term, what do we see? Let's ignore the whole giant pattern. Let's look at this falling wedge. Got a beautiful, God dang it. We got this beautiful falling wedge. Boom, 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 boom. Currently right now, what we're waiting for dog is to basically break through this zone right here, which is all this chop. And if you zoom it across, look, bounce, look at this bounce. So there's a lot of pent up frustration in this area, price memory in the chart. Once this gets back above here, then we have the kind of bullish possibility, boom, to kind of be trapped here for a second. Great, let it be trapped. And then we're looking for that breakout to start the move. Does it have to happen here? No. There's a possibility if the market as a whole sees a pretty big drawback, then that would be the bullish case. The market as a whole, if it does get a pullback, we very well could have come down here and test this zone again, which case for me, I would be a buyer. Why? Because there's over 100,000 holders. There's no main big developer pockets where they're going to rug the account. Every token was distributed on the day of the airdrop for all those early runes holders. And now a very small number of those people have sort of sold out of that, but there's no large individual people that are just holding, that are waiting for the market to pump for them to sell on the market. They're not paying for KOLs. I'm not sponsored by them. I just think this is an awesome coin because it's a culture coin that takes on the principles of Satoshi Nakamoto. free and fair, equal disbursement, liquidity, tapping on Bitcoin, $2 trillion. You got people like Mark Yusko, a hedge fund manager that has dog on Bitcoin. You got Dan Gambardella. You got Leonidas, of course. You got Matthew Hyland, who he's got a bag of dog. So when that narrative really starts to tick in, especially when dog gets listed on a tier 1 exchange, because this achieved almost $1 billion market cap without even being on a tier 1 exchange. So when this does get to that point, I think this will absolutely explode. So I'm stacking in before that. And I couldn't be more bullish. And there's such a positive community in the dog ecosystem. And I mean it. So shout out to the dog ecosystem. Shout out to everybody that's been stacking. Kind of wrapping up here. Others chart. I mean, we're looking at this. I mean, the others chart is pumping as we speak. We are in for an incredible 2025 between now and Monday. There might be some chop. Let's take advantage of these dips. And with that, I love you guys. Remember that link right there. Take advantage of it. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Learn everything you could know within the crypto market. And also, if you want to just become a member here on the channel, it's about $1.25 a week. And it's a great way to help us keep our team paid and keep the lights on. And a great way also to help support the channel. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Hope you all have a wonderful day. We're heading over to Blockchain Basement. Let's say when we get to when we get to Blockchain Basement, everybody say BitLab crew is here with the love. Let's all say that at the same time in that live chat. That's all I got. Adios, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you.